But right now we're talking about interest rates. You may be aware that yesterday the Reserve Bank kept interest rates on hold. The cash rate remains at 4.1% for the second consecutive month. Still the highest we've had in quite a long time. But I'm talking with Peter White, the Managing Director of the Finance Brokers Association of Australia, who says we actually need to have another month at least pause, at least, possibly more, to see how the flow-on effects are actually playing out. That's the first step in what you're recommending and have been trying to talk to the Reserve Bank about. Are you getting much joy, Peter, from them?
I don't know. Even the Treasurer is getting much joy from the Reserve Bank. They do stand independent and they will make their own minds up as to what they choose to do or don't do. But we kind of hope they're listening. That's where we stand.
Well, that's the first step, the at least 3-month pause on interest rates to properly see the flow-on effects. But it's not where it ends. What else are you saying needs to be done to better protect borrowers in this pretty volatile environment?
One of the other things that needs to be done is intervention by APRA to reduce the buffer rate on serviceability. With interest rates
what does that
so
mean?
high. Sorry, my apologies. So when you go for a loan, there is a series of maths that's applied to see if you can afford to make the repayments. It's an internal assessment, if you like, from the banking position. And what they do is they take the variable rate of the day and add 3% to it. So if the variable rate's 6.5%, you get assessed on 9.5%. Now, that's a significant hike in this environment to what people will actually be paying in all reality and fairness of the marketplace.
So that might mean some people who are desperate to get a home will miss out. But
that's right.
You say they won't, but they won't be put in a position where they actually can't service their loan.
No, that's right. They will miss out on an opportunity to put themselves in a better position because of this. Now, what we've been calling on through the Treasurer and the Financial Services Minister is that buffer rate, one, be assessed on a regular basis. And if that's once a year or whatever, so be it. At the moment, history has been it's more of a knee-jerk reaction when something goes wrong, that they look at this buffer servicing rate and make changes to it. But it needs to be done under a process-driven review to make sure this thing stays fit for purpose. Because at the moment, I don't believe it is. And in today's environment, given we're at such a point that we are, that maybe that buffer rate for servicing should only be 1.5%. So if you currently got a variable rate of 6.5%, you'd be assessed on 8%.
You also think banks need to be taking other measures. Can you explain what they are and why?
Well, in these environments, there's a whole host of things that are moving in place. So you've got a lot of people coming off fixed rates, and coming off fixed rates, you've got to make sure that people don't unintentionally fall into a hardship provision. So we are asking the banks to be very mindful of people's needs and concerns as they come off fixed rates markets. And we've sort of now just made a crescendo over the peak of the fixed rates, but that means there's still a lot of people trying to deal with what's happening in the marketplace to make sure that they take care of people's needs and not just be, head into the, what we've got to do from a process, I think, if you like.
Yeah,
right. Rather than looking after people. And, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Ray at Woodcroft agrees with you. He says he hopes the RBA is taking into account those numbers who are coming off low fixed rates, and banks seem to be staging in interest rates monthly.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that concerns us greatly is a disclosure piece that sits around advertising, where banks turn around and say, hey, come to us as a new borrower and we'll give you this UBUT rate. But what they don't tell you is what their existing borrowers are paying, which can be anywhere upwards of 0.4 to 0.5% higher than what they're offering to new borrowers. And we've seen examples at over 0.75% higher. Now, in the old days of lending, we used to disclose things called honeymoon rates, which said, look, we're going to give you a discount of, say, 1% off the standard variable rate for 12 months, and then it will go up to whatever the standard variable rate of the day is. And if that be the style of things, that's fine, it's transparent, and people can see what they're getting into. But in this environment at the moment, the banks have not been disclosing what the existing borrowers are paying. So what looks like a good deal today, within the next 6 months, could be a very ordinary deal. And it costs you money to switch.
Peter White, do you think we'll see another pause in interest rates next month? What will be the key indicators?
At the moment, I actually think we're in a good position to. So long as we keep seeing inflation pulling back, and we see some consistency, if you like, in unemployment rates. If we can also see some growth within, say, construction markets and so on, because they're in a horrible spot at the moment, I think we're in a reasonable position to say then it's appropriate still to pause yet again.
All right. Always good to...
inflation goes up, we're going to be struggling.
Yeah. Good to talk with you, Peter. As always, Peter White, Managing Director of the Finance Brokers Association of Australia.